Druzy spot, and we've been digging along through here. There's been a few other people that have been coming in here digging as well. You can see there's a pretty good undercut right here. It goes back in there a couple of feet underneath. My first thing I got to do is I got to remove all these leaves out of the way so I can have a clean working space so I can see what it is I'm pulling out. So the very first rock I moved, there's this little salamander underneath there. So that's a wonderful reminder that we are in its home, not it in my way. So I'm going to relocate this guy. Trying to get him on top of me. Let him walk on top of me. There you go, little buddy. Just pulled this right out of that cavity right there. So I'm going to keep working on that rock. I worked on this rock a couple months ago and got that broken up. And along this left side right here, there's a bunch of druzy. And this side right here was facing against it. So I'm going to keep working on that for just a little bit longer. So I just got this rock busted up. And let's take a look at it. Let's do the flip. Nothing on that side. Nothing on that side. Well, doesn't look like there's anything in this rock at all, except for maybe some little crinoids. Huh. Well, let's take a look at this bad boy right here. All right, come here, you. Nice big rock. And looks like we're going to have druzy right here in this top, underneath all this clay. I don't know how much is going to be in there, but it's a lot of rock for a little druzy. I'm going to have to break this down more so I don't carry all that stuff back. There's still a little bit more in there. Let's see if I can wiggle that out. Get the tip of my shovel in there. Get a little leverage. There we go. All right. Lots of mud. Looks like we're going to have some druzy right through here. So that's nice. Okay, so looking at it from how it's coming out, there's no druzy here, no druzy here, no druzy on this side, but it looks like the bottom side is going to be what has it right in here. All right, so I'm not sure what this is. It's really shiny, almost iridescent in some ways, and it's a dark pocket that's right in there that I'm pulling some of this stuff right here out of. So I don't know what it is, but let's take it home and get it cleaned up and have a better look. All right, let's dig a little bit more in this dark pocket right here. Let's see if we can't find something. Alright, well, whatever it is, I got a whole bunch of it just now. And so I just split that large rock. Let's get a look and see what secrets it's holding. Well, it looks like it's going to break into a few pieces. I think that's just a piece of chert. Nothing on it. And that's fine. And looks like we get some druzy right there on the top. Nothing in there, but that should be real pretty when we get it cleaned up. Underneath all this ball of clay right there should be nothing but druzy. Here's a quick look at that piece after I've only washed it off once with the hose. It still has a little bit more cleaning to do. There's still some clay in there and it's still kind of dirty looking. You can see the druzy line going right here on this side. There was a bug, an opening right here, so I took my crowbar and put it in there and lifted up to try to separate that chert. It's a really big, heavy rock. It's not budging at all whenever I try to move it. Plus there's a lot of overhang. In fact, there's a whole bunch right here over top of me and a whole bunch down there. All right, so I've got this rock split. Now I'm just trying to separate it. And that's a big one. And there we go. Lots of chert. And let's see. Yeah, we do have a druzy here on this side right here. That's a lot of big, that's a big heavy rock for that little bit of druzy. I'll have to break that one down a little bit more. I had to stop digging because we got some local wildlife that decided to climb up in here. Come here, little buddy. Oh. Come here. Come on. Come on. Let's just put you a couple feet over to the side. There you go. What a beautiful little salamander. Hello, little buddy. Oh, he's putting it in reverse. Here, let's get you right over here. There you go. Now you go on over that way. Perfect. Just a clump of dirt with a bunch of that black stuff. See, it crumbles up. It's like a seam of druzy that's just loose in the dirt. I've been finding a lot of this shiny black stuff. And it's right there with that seam of druzy, so I don't know what's going on or what any of that stuff is. Here's another chunk of it I just raked up. It's just, I mean, there's a lot of pretty druzy in there, but it's not connected to any kind of rock at all or anything. It's just loose in the dirt. And once we find a rock that's connected to that seam, that rock will have druzy all along it. All right, I turned my flash on so that you guys can see this. See that sparkle right there? I was trying to get it, and there's a rock underneath it right there in that little cavity that's right there. I just pulled that out, and that's what I was looking at. And I flipped it over, and it's all covered in mud. So I can't quite make anything out until I saw that little area right there underneath some mud and the top of the seam right there. That lets me know there's druzy on that. Same thing with right there above my thumb. That line that's going up, that's the edge of the seam of Druzy Quartz. So I'm going to guess that it's all along there too. I can see a little bit right there too. So we'll keep this rock. Now we got to try to get that one right there out. Now keep in mind, so like this is a 3-foot long crowbar, and I am just hanging out of that. So I've got solid 2.5 feet of overhang right there that I'm cutting under, trying to get that out from, and lots of rocks going all the way up. I cleared out some of this overburden over here on this left-hand side, And I got to working in here. I pulled a rock out of that little cavity there, which I'll show you here in a little bit when I get back home. Then I started working on this rock. I got this rock to move. There was another rock underneath it, and I got that out. And I think I hit the jackpot. Check that out. All over it. You can see where I was scraping on it, where I had my crowbar on there and was using that as leverage. I don't know if there's going to be anything here on this side, but there is stuff over here on this side wrapping around, going all the way around over there. I don't know if there's going to be anything on the top or here on the bottom, but it should wrap around 3 sides. It's a nice big piece too. Now to get this big rock right here out and see if there's anything on it. You see that opening right there? I just pulled a rock out. I had a big one here, cleared out a lot of that stuff. Got a nice sized rock out right there. And it's covered in druzy on top side and this side right here. And I don't think there's anything on the back. But it's a nice big rock. I'm going to have to break that down probably after I get home so I can do it properly on the work table with tools and stuff. All right, so here's what it looks like when I'm all done. Let's go home, let's clean a few of these things up and look at a few of the highlights. Here's a quick look at the table before I start washing it all off. I got a bunch of smalls down in here and a bunch of, I don't know what else in there. This right here is why I keep a lot of stuff that I think might have it. Because I just took some of that clay off a second ago. Man, that looks so pretty. It's just a thin little plate. Some beautiful druzy. A lot of these should have some pretty good stuff on it. Some of these I could tell has druzy on that side and wrapping around over here to this side too. They should be pretty, I hope. I got a couple of nice larger pieces and a whole bunch of smalls. Alright, I just washed several of these things off with just the hose. I've only just used water, that's it. Let's highlight just a couple of them and see how they turned out. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. God bless.